Good evening, believers. This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you have never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here, let me tell you a little bit about it. I am a love coach specifically for women who want to heal and reconcile after infidelity. You have been cheated on. You have been through the trauma of the person that you love betraying you, and it is devastating. It is. But you still want to stay. This still is the person for you. Somehow or another, you have determined that what you would like your life to look like is to be able to stay and to be able to work this out. And I am here to give you all the tips and tricks that I possibly can to help you do so. All right. So, everybody, come on in. If you're watching me right now, I'm all over social media. I am on Instagram and on YouTube and in my Facebook group, Love After Cheating. If you have not joined my Love After Cheating Facebook group, I need you to come on over there, get on in there. Great place to be. That's where I am mainly. I answer questions. Whatever you need, you can find me there. All right. You can find me there first. And you can always instant message me on Facebook, on Instagram. It does not matter. Reach out to me. I am here for you. I want to help you with this because I believe in your choice. I think that you have determined this for whatever reason, struck your heart. And I believe in that reason. I believe that if you are saying this would be the best thing for you to be able to stay, to be able to work this out, I think that you're correct. I think that you are absolutely right, and I am willing to help you do that. I am just going to have faith in you, okay? I'm just going to have faith in you. I'm going to have faith in your love story. If you are telling me that your love story is worth healing, if it's worth forgiving, I totally believe you, and I back you up 100% in that. I think that that is a very, very sensible thing to do. If this is your person and you feel like it's worth it, you should have that. All right. So you should have all the help that you can possibly get to make that happen for yourself. Okay. All right. So speaking of, if you have not gotten a copy of my guide, How to Heal and Reconcile After Infidelity, I need you to grab that. All right. You can go to the very top of the Love After Cheating page. It's right in the top in the pinned post. Or if you're with me on Instagram, go on over to my bio, hit my link tree. It is the first thing up there. All you need to do is click, put in your name and your email. You will immediately get access to the guide, the whole thing, everything that I have figured out about how to heal, how to reconcile, how to get through this. It's in there. Okay. The questions that you have are answered in this guide. Go ahead and pick it up. Okay. All right. Let me make sure I can see everything. So make sure you put things in the comments. Whatever you want to talk about with me tonight, throw it in the comments. Hey, she said, do not do it. Do not do what? Candace, what you talking about? Oh, come back. Let me know what you're talking about. Do not do it. Let me know what you're talking about. All right. Okay. Glad you're here. Hi. Long time no talk to. Hey. If you're here with me today, let me know that you're here. Put your stuff in the comment and say hi to me. Give me likes, give me love. Let me know. Let the algorithm know that you enjoy seeing me and you enjoy hearing from me. Okay. All right. Let's see. Next thing. Okay. So this is how I teach you about this. I want you to understand that this is a trauma that you've been through, and you have to actually do something about a trauma to heal from a trauma. All right. Your body, your brain are going through things automatically that you're not even totally in control of. And if you don't recognize what those things are and start counteracting them, you will get stuck. You'll get in this terrible loop and it'll just keep going and going and going. You'll be stuck. You won't be able to get yourself out of that cycle. Okay. So I want you to know things that you can start to do right this minute that are going to start changing how your body and your brain are reacting to this trauma. Okay. First thing that I'm always going to tell you every time I talk to you, I am going to tell you to do your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Let me know in the comments. Has it been working for you? Most people, if they will actually do it, if you actually commit to it and you start to do it and you are doing it consistently, it starts to work very quickly. It will start to calm you down, get you more centered, make you better able to think. You won't freak out as often. It is a very useful tool because when we are in that fight or flight, when we are triggered, when things are going wrong, our body takes over and changes the way we breathe. We kind of sip in the air instead of actually fully inhaling and fully exhaling. And so while we're doing that little sip, sip, sip of the air, we're never fully exhaling. So we're getting carbon dioxide built up in our system. At the same time, we're struggling to suck in more oxygen. And we are going to have a hard time with our bodies if that's happening. It throws us off. It makes us feel like something is wrong because it is. We are breathing so weird that it's changing what's going on inside our bodies. So when you slow it down, nice, slow, deep breaths, smoothly in, hold, and then blowing it out, you are teaching your body that you are not. Am I alive? Okay, I'm still alive. Right? It will teach your body that you are in control, that you don't have anything that you need to be worried about. You are not in danger. And when you do that consistently, tell your brain that you're not actually in danger. It calms you down. It lets your body know that we don't have to keep on going back to this triggered fight or flight sensation every 5 minutes. We don't have to work safe. All right. So if you're doing your deep breathing on a consistent basis, you are going to be constantly lowering your level of anxiety, bringing it down, putting it at a level where you can handle it instead of where it's way above you and you can't do anything about it. All right. So we do 4-7-8 breathing. Now you can pick whatever breathing technique you like as long as you do it. That's all that is the only requirement. Do the deep breathing. But we do 4-7-8 breathing because I like that one. That's the one I do. That's the one that will put me to sleep at night. So that's the one I tell you to do. What we're going to do is we're going to blow out, try and get rid of all that excess carbon dioxide that's built up in your lungs. We're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold that breath for a count of 7, and then we're going to blow out like we're blowing out an entire cake full of birthday candles for a count of 8. When you are blowing, make the noise of blowing. That whoosh sound is going to help your brain recognize, oh, we're doing the deep breathing. Oh, we're calming down. We're safe. There is nothing to be worried about. We are triggering our brain with that sound, okay? And then we are going to do it all over again. So we're going to do it 3 times together, but I want you to be doing this 5 times a day when you're doing it. Consistency is key. If you are on this on a consistent basis, it will be constantly lowering your level of anxiety, letting you get back in control of yourself. You won't feel so bad. Okay, that's the main thing. I want you feeling better so that you can get a good grip on your emotions and be able to move forward in love and forgiveness instead of in fear and pain. Okay, all right. So, first things first, we're going to blow out. Make the noise. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How do you feel when you do your deep breathing? Put it in the comments. Let me know what changes in your body, because since this is a trauma response, since we are trying to deal with a trauma, we are talking about our physical bodies. We are talking about these bodies that we live in. we can change what they're doing. And if we pay attention and we do our deep breathing, we are changing it from that anxious, panicked state to a calmer, more secure state. And then we can move on from there. We can move forward in a much easier way than we can when we're freaking out. Okay. Let me know how it feels inside your body when you are doing your deep breathing. Okay. All right. Next thing that I'm always going to tell you whenever we talk is I need you to do your journaling. Have you been doing your journaling? If you are not, you need to start that practice, okay? At least twice a day. Once in the morning when you first wake up, everything that bubbles to the surface of your mind and ruins your mood first thing, put that down in the journal. Tell your brain, hey, look, we're not letting our day be ruined by these thoughts. We're going to put these down in the journal. We will work these out throughout the day, but it's not going to ruin anything right off the bat. All right. And then before you go to bed at night, put down in your journal all the thoughts that won't leave you alone, the things that might give you nightmares, the things that are troubling you, the things that you want solutions to. Write them down in your journal and come back to them in the morning. A lot of the time, if you write down in your journal, hey, I need you to work on this. Brain, I got to sleep. But you be working on this tonight while I'm asleep, and you let me know what you came up with in the morning. A lot of the time, your brain will do that. It will help you, okay? Grab your journal. It doesn't matter. This is my personal one at the moment. Got this from Family Dollar. It does not matter what you got, where you got it from. If you want to get all fancy and have it be leather bound, feel free. As long as that is something that will make you remember to write in it. Whatever it is, make it be something that is attractive enough to you that you will be like, oh, I've got to write in this pretty journal that I read. I've got. But I don't care what it looks like. I love a journal. I love some blank pages to write in. So it doesn't really matter to me. But like I said, here's a Golden Girls one. Look at that. How do you not want to write in the Golden Girls journal? All right. There is what else over here? I got unicorns. Look at that. Beautiful. This came from like Dollar Tree. It does not matter as long as you're writing in your journal. Now, date, time, level of anxiety. We need to be putting those down so that we have an idea about when things happen. So that we know, okay, every Thursday about 9:15 p.m., I'm feeling like crap. I need to go talk to Dasha. I need to go check her out on the live and feel a little bit better about this decision I've made to move forward. All right. You will know that it happens every Thursday at 9:15 because you've been writing it down. I want you to start writing things down when they occur to you, the questions that you want to ask, the moments when your heart starts racing for just absolutely no reason, just every little thing. Jot down a note, jot down 2 lines. Do not sit there and write an entire book about how miserable you are and how terrible you feel. Don't do that. We need to be able to find stuff. We don't need to have wall-to-wall print of you just saying how terrible you feel without specifics. We need like specific things that happen, specific things that you felt, what is going on inside your body, what was the thought process like. You need that so that you can go back through and you can find the patterns all through your journal. If you are going back and looking in your journal later on, you will be able to take a step back and see, oh, yeah, it was every Thursday. I was really feeling like that. That was a real thing. You will have it written down. Trying to use him as your journal just does not work. You won't remember everything that you need to remember. I know it feels like your memory is super sharp right now, that you can never forget any of this. But I promise you, when you get out on the other side of the trauma, you will be surprised by how much you don't remember. Okay? You think that it's only a little bit that you're not remembering, that you're not retaining. It's a whole bunch. Okay? So if you want to remember it, if you need to come back to it, if it's important, it needs to be in your journal so that you can come back to that thought later on. You can come back and say, okay, what was going on? Why did I think this? Why was my heart racing about this? What was going on? What was I thinking? What was happening that made this be a bad moment for me? If you can consistently write down what the bad moments are like, you can anticipate the bad moment. You can stop the bad moment because you know they're coming, and then you can start to do things ahead of time that will make you feel better. Okay? So lots of different reasons to do your journaling. date, time, and then your level of anxiety. Level of anxiety is 0 to 10. We got to put a fence around these feelings. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. Everything is beautiful. All is right with the world. Write that down. You need to remember that because your brain on trauma will tell you everything is terrible always. You never have any good things happening in your life. You need to know that you had a good day. Okay. If you're a 1, if you're a 2, you still need to write that down. I am feeling like this. I could be feeling way worse than I am right now. I need to acknowledge that. So go back and you look in your journal and your brain is telling you that all is terrible. You can prove what is going on. Okay, it's back. All right, let's see. 10. 10 is a loss of control. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. I do not have control of myself. Chances are, if you're at a 10, you are screaming, you are throwing things, you might be breaking stuff, the police might be called. That's a 10. Okay. 10 is you do not have control over yourself. You can recognize that you are tripping, you are crashing out. You can recognize control over yourself. You're probably at a 9. If you can stop yourself from freaking out, you're probably at a 9. You can bring it back down. But at a 10, you have lost it. You don't have control over yourself. All right. If you are consistently writing these down, when you first start, you write your level of anxiety. If you start off at a 7 and then you get to the end of your journaling, you've written for about 5 minutes and you are actually at a 5 now, guess what? That made you feel better. It helped you. It did something to center you, to get the thoughts off of your brain, to calm your body down. It helped. So if you are doing that consistently, you will know that the journaling helps you, and you will have an entire key to all of your trauma, all of your triggers. It will be right there in the book for you to discover. You'll be able to figure it out before it even happens to you because it will be part of a pattern. Okay. Third thing that I'm always going to tell you when we get together is I need you to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Can we do that? I need you to practice that. I know it doesn't seem like that's an important thing. However, when you are going through a trauma like this, it's a loss. You feel grief. All right. The greatest cure for grief is gratitude. It's the opposite feeling. It's the, okay, I don't have this, is the grief, but I do indeed have these things, which is the gratitude. If you can grasp that for that, the what do I actually have that I love, that's in my life, that I'm happy about, you can start to let go of some of the loss. We're going to lose things throughout our lives. Things are not going to go the way that we intend them to go the entire time. That's okay. When we focus on what we are grateful for, those things fill up our lives. They start to come in greater abundance instead of just focusing on this hole that we have that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger because we're focusing on the loss and not on the things that we do indeed have. Okay. It's a really good habit to get into just for life itself. If you can get into the habit of every day trying to think of things to be grateful for, even in your worst moments, your brain will keep doing that. Your brain will be like, wait. No, but we've got this. Look at this wonderful thing. And we'll try and show you good things to be grateful for, even in the midst of your worst moments. So it is a brain training thing. But if you do it consistently, it will come through for you in the clutch really well. All right. Let's see. Don't see anybody posting on Thursday, but that's what I do that for, is so that you can tell me the things that you are grateful for in your life. If you are here with me now, put them in the comments. Let me know, what are you grateful for today? this week, this month. It doesn't matter as long as it's something that's good for you and you're happy about it. I want to hear about it. So if you put it in the comments, I will shout you out and we will talk about the good things that are happening in your life too, because it's easy to talk about the negative. It's easy to talk about the things that are making you sad, that are bringing you down, but that's not the way to get out of the things that are making you sad and bringing you down. Talking about the good, talking about the things that make you happy, that bring you joy, that bring you peace, that is the way to get away from the pain. So we've got to start talking about the good things on a regular basis so that our brains know that's what we are going for. We are going for the good. We are going for the happy. We are not going for the sad and the miserable and the isolated and the lonely and the unforgiving and the shattered. We're not going for that. And if we consistently do that, our brains will believe us because we are consistently doing something to change, and then our brains will help us with that. Okay? That's the way trauma works. We got to be very mindful about the things that we do and the things that we say in order to start to change it. Okay? Next thing, and I'm always going to tell you whenever we get together, I need you to stop asking all those questions. I know you want to know. I know that everybody has told you that the only way for you to heal is for you to ask all those questions, right? For you to ask all of those questions, and whatever one comes up, you are just supposed to be able to ask it whenever you feel like it. I am here to tell you it doesn't make you feel any better. I have watched hundreds of women do it. They have to listen to me for a while. You have to talk with me for a while for me to be able to get through to you to understand that this is a painful thing you're doing. But once most women figure that out, they stop doing it. Okay. When you are constantly letting your brain ruminate about something that hurts you, you are constantly re-traumatizing yourself. You are always coming up with brand new questions because you are doing more and more damage to your brain. I understand that they say that you need to have full disclosure. I don't think you need that. I feel like you know he cheated. Every little detail about that, what does that matter at this point? The whole point of this is he cheated. He cheated. That's what happened. All the details matter not a bit. They don't matter at all. You know, the main sin, the main transgression here was that he cheated. All the details about how he cheated, that's not doing anything to help you. That's not doing anything to heal you. I'll tell you what it's doing. When your brain is doing that, when your brain is like, I have to have the answer to this question, and we could maybe heal if we had the answer to this question, your brain is lying. Your brain is just making that up. Your brain is trying to keep you thinking of this person as a perpetrator, as somebody to be afraid of, somebody to be away from. So if that is what they are, we need as much information as we can possibly get about this person so that we know everything about them so they can't hurt us again. It's the same thing as if there's a spider crawling on your ceiling and your eye catches that spider, and then your brain is like, where'd that spider come from? Where is it going? Does it have babies? Am I on a spider mound? Your brain starts kicking in and asking a whole bunch of questions about what it perceives as a threat. And that is what you're doing with your mate. You're perceiving them as a threat and treating them as if they are a threat, trying to question them, interrogate them, trying to get all the information you possibly can out of them. That is not healing. That is not what your brain is doing. It is continuing to perpetuate the cycle of your trauma. You got to stop. I know I cannot explain it any better than that. You have to stop. You have to stop asking these questions. They are doing nothing to heal you. They're very detrimental to your brain, to your state of mind as you are going through this trauma. Your brain is constantly collecting more and more ammunition against your purpose to stay and work things out. It is coming up with every reason in the whole wide world why I know that is a terrible idea and you're so stupid to try and do it. All right. We cannot keep listening to our brains on that. It is what it's designed to do. And we thank our brains. We are grateful to them for having that built in. However, if you are going for a happy, healthy, healed relationship, You cannot continue to do what your traumatized brain is telling you to do. That's two totally different things. Does that make sense? We cannot continue to act wounded and hurt and expect that we're going to heal. That does not go together. It's the main thing that I figured out when I was trying to heal from this. It was like everybody was telling me that I get to just say whatever I wanted to say and he should just deal with it and he should just hear me out and he should understand how I'm feeling. But if you are constantly telling somebody how terrible they are, how horrible they make you feel, is that healing the relationship? Is that getting you any closer to them? Is that healing any of the pain that you're feeling? No. I've done it myself. If it would work, I would say do it. But if you are constantly complaining, constantly asking more and more questions about stuff that you don't want to even know about, that hurts you, that breaks your heart, how is that healing? How is that ever going to get you to healing? I know that we have been told that that's what we should do to heal. I am telling you that people misunderstand it. I think that people feel like because it's such a strong feeling to ask those questions that you must do it. You feel so bad and you got to honor your feelings during this time. That's great and all, but if the feelings that you're honoring are the feelings of being hurt and being miserable, that is the direction that you're going to continue to go in. You're not going to be going towards healing. I hope that makes sense because I really want you to stop asking the questions. I really do. It is not helpful to you. It is not giving you anything you need to heal. And if it was, you would have run out of questions by now, wouldn't you? Are we at 3 months of asking questions, 6 months, a year of asking questions? If it were going to heal you, wouldn't it have healed you by now? I just need you to understand because I came to the same understanding and it was mind blowing for me. Okay. Once I was like, okay, I'm just not gonna keep talking about it. I am just not gonna keep re-traumatizing myself, reliving it, going through it, asking him a whole bunch of questions that he hates answering, and then start to fight. Okay, I'm just not gonna do that anymore. And immediately it started to help me heal and it started healing our relationship immediately. So I don't want you to keep on waiting around for the answer that will somehow unlock your healing. It's not coming. The key of it is to stop asking all these questions. Now, I say all that and I tell you that it is a trauma response. I get that. Instead of the questions that you want to ask, the destructive ones, the ones that are just so painful, bringing up things that you really don't want to hear about, but your brain says you have to know about it in order to heal. Instead of those questions, try these. The and, THEAND. All right. You can get this from the good people at theskindeep.com on Amazon. It's like $30 for a deck of cards, but it's 199 questions. Okay. It is 199 cards that you can go through, and this is the Healing Edition deck. So it is all about creating that connection between the two of you, giving you something to think about, something to discuss between the two of you so that you can start making that connection again. You can start the healing. All right. These are better questions than the questions you want to ask. So give you a couple examples. What are we learning from one another? Isn't that a better question than what position did you have sex with her in? Don't you want to know this one better than that one? Wouldn't this one be more healing to you than that one? I truly think so. So what are we learning from one another? Okay. Next one is choose 5 words to describe our connection. I don't even think I've gotten this one before. I've been reading these cards to you for like 4 years now. I'm trying to tell you, I don't think I've ever even come across this card. Choose 5 words to describe our connection. Can you do that? Before you ask him, could you do that? Could you come up with 5 words to describe the connection between you? And not all terrible words, not all, don't beat up on them. Could you do it? Let me know. And one more. This one says, what do you think life is teaching me right now? And what do you recommend? Life is teaching me right now, and what do you recommend I do about it? Wouldn't you rather hear the answer to this question than did you tell her you loved her? And where did you have sex with her the first time? And did you tell her you loved her? Wouldn't this be a better, more connecting question than any of those? Right? I need you to understand that there is a purpose to what I'm telling you. I do not want you to hurt longer. I want you to start to heal now, not in the future, not 6 weeks from now, not 6 months from now, not 6 years from now. I want you to start to heal now. You got to stop asking all those questions. Okay. Do you think you can work with me on that? Tell me in the comments. Are you able to stop asking the questions for a little while? Are we able to break up with that for a little bit? Let me know. All right. So that is the basics, right? That's the basics of what I'm always going to tell you every time we get together, the things that I need you to know, because this is a trauma. We've got to start acting like it's a trauma. We got to start doing our deep breathing and regulating our bodies. We have got to stop going and attacking him by asking all those questions and trying to use him as our journals. We got to sit down, write our journals, have that self-care moment for ourselves so that we can get calm and we can get centered and we can remember what lessons we've learned so far. And the gratitude practice just makes you more joyful, just makes you happier. Even if you're in the moment where you can't really see how you're ever going to feel joyful again, that is the path forward to joy, is to take everything that's around you and just consider for a moment, I am so grateful that I have X, Y, Z. If you are consistently doing that, that's going to make you a happier person. Reaching for a happier thought than, oh, he never really loved me and we're never going to be okay again and things will never go back to the way they were. Let me just tell you something about that. Your goal is not to go back to the way things were. That has never been the goal. I know it feels like, oh, but that's what I should want, is to go back to when we were happier and things were better. No, that's not the point. When you're working with somebody and living with somebody and you're living an entire lifetime, there is no going back. There is no going back. Things will happen, you adjust, you grow, you change, you become the next versions of yourself. You are not doing anything wrong, not being able to go back to how things were. That is not bad. That is not something that you are doing wrong. You were never supposed to do that in the first place. That's why I think a lot of people get stuck. Tell me in the comments, is that something that has been sticking you, that you feel like, oh, well, we can never get back there? That was never your goal. That was never your destination. We are not trying to go back. We are trying to go forward at all times. We are trying to go forward from wherever we are. If it's bad right here, we take the lessons from the bad, we integrate them into ourselves, and then we become the next version of ourselves. You are supposed to be many different versions of you before you go from this planet. And he's supposed to be a whole bunch of different versions of him before he leaves. And you're supposed to be a whole bunch of different versions of a couple before this is all over. So you've got to accept the fact that there is no going back. That was never the point. The point has always been to take what we have learned and to move forward, to get to the next space, to get comfortable again till the next thing happens. Because there's always something, right? This the whole point of like storytelling. Storytelling is only interesting if there's a conflict. If there is something that happened and then things changed and got shook up, and then the characters had to get to their happy ending about that situation, and then they got comfortable and things are going well, and then it gets shook up again, and they have to figure out how to get through that. That is what makes for an interesting story. I'm sorry, that's what's going to make you have an interesting life. If you are sitting in the same place for year after year after year, you're not having a very interesting life. It's not a great story you're telling. You are supposed to have conflicts and problems and issues, and you're supposed to grow, and you are supposed to get to the next place so that the rest of us can keep on cheering you on. The rest of us can be amazed at what you did. You get to tell this story and tell how you overcame this incredible thing, and other people get to be inspired by you. That's a good story. All right. So this people get a little conflicted and feel like, well, this is not my happy ending. This is not my fairy tale anymore. This is still your fairy tale. You just happen to be okay. We did the whole meet and greet thing because most fairy tales are just the very beginning of the story. We did the whole meet and greet thing, the whole fall in love, the whole, oh, look at us. We are just so happy together. All right. And then, okay, there was some conflict, but you still made it through. You're together. Okay. That was the end of that story. But you are still magical characters living in a magical land. And sometimes you get cursed. Sometimes bad things happen. You got to move on to the next story, get through that conflict, get through to the end of that story, and then another thing will happen. There's always something. When you are staying your entire lifetime with somebody, there are lots of different stages that you go through as a married couple. Like you're going to go through the stage where you buy a home together. You go through the stage where you have children together. You go through the stage where you lose your parents together. If neither one of you have, at some point that will happen, and it will happen to both of you. Or you may end up taking care of your parents for a long, extended period of time before they pass, before you lose them. You are going to be grandparents together. You are always going on to the next part of the story. Going back was never an option. Okay, so let's get on board with being happy that the story continues and that we're moving forward. All right. Shami, you said we wish we could go back. We had a great sex life. We are not going back though. So what we need to do is move forward and get into that again. We don't have to go back just to get to that, just to get to a better sex life together. You don't have to go back to get there. We just have to improve the relationship, get the relationship grooving now, put it on the path that we need to go on, and you can get there again. You can get to more affection. There are lots of times people go through periods of, depression will happen and people are not very interested in being intimate. Like I said, people have when you have kids, they will really block you. All sorts of things happen in this life where you're not as intimate with your partner. That's not a bad thing. It's just what happens. We just got to move past it, get to the next step. All right. Hold on. Wait. That's a lot. Hold on. All right. He admitted sexting an escort, asked if she was available after his shift. He didn't go to see her, but knowing him, it's bound to happen soon. Okay. All right. First of all, you're sitting there, you're stressing out about something that he did not actually do, and you're like, oh, it's going to happen. You're setting yourself up for that. You are believing the worst possible case scenario is going to happen, even though it didn't happen. Okay. In our recent fight, he told me last year he had the best sex he's had with someone and called me disgusting. Well, okay, you were in a fight and you were saying nasty things to him and he was saying nasty things to you. Let's see what we talk about when we're calm. Where we are all tight and anxious and angry, we say things to one another. My husband has a terrible mouth. My husband is from Newark, New Jersey, and he can say stuff that will just devastate me if I paid attention to it. All right. But we're in the middle of a fight. I'm trying to say the worst things that I can say to him. He's trying to say the worst things that he can say to me. So I'm not taking that as seriously. I want you to recognize that that's a difference. When you are in the middle of that fight and you are trying to say things to hurt him, he's doing the exact same thing you are. We both need to calm down. We both need to stop. We don't need to be fighting in the first place. And then we can see how we really feel about each other. Right. When you're all riled up, yeah, you're mad at each other. You're saying awful things to each other, right? Put in the comments if you're here with me right now. You said terrible things to your mate because you were riled up. You were in the middle of an argument. Things that you wouldn't have necessarily said to them if you hadn't been in the middle of an argument, right? All right. The next part said, I've been at a 10 lately, really bad. How do I calm myself down? I'm really upset that he chooses others' bodies in intimate ways over mine. He's not choosing, again, he has not been choosing anybody. You're talking about the text message, and then we talked about it last week, and he didn't do that either. So he's not actually doing that. Again, you're trying to make his issue with his body about you. That's how you need to calm down. You need to recognize the fact that this is an issue that he is having inside his own body. That is not about you. It doesn't have anything to do with him being attracted to you. If you all had such a great sex life in the past, he has always been attracted to you. It was good until he started having difficulty with his body. We got some mental stuff going on, got some physical stuff going on, and you know that he's ill. You know that he has issues that are not about you at all, but you are still insisting that his issue is because of you. That's why you're so upset. That's why you're so hype about it. That's why you're at a 10, because you're believing a lie. You are believing something that is not true, and you won't let it go. You have decided that it's all about me. He just feels so negatively towards me. And we've talked about this. I know for sure it's not just you. All right. For everybody that I have talked to about this type of stuff, it is not about you. It has never been about you. Whatever they are doing there that's causing them to cheat, that's causing them to do things that are crazy, that's something within them. That's their trauma. That's their deal to handle. That is not about you. We have got to stop taking that upon ourselves just because somebody cheated. That's that patriarchy. That's that, oh, well, because he's not having sex with you, then that makes it be about you. Then you're responsible for him wanting to have sex with other people. No, we are not accepting that. Absolutely not. It is a lie. It has always been a lie. What we do as people is on us as people. It doesn't have anything to do with him being attracted to you or not. There's something going on within his body and his brain that is giving him trouble with intimacy, period. Not just with you, in general. All right? So it's not you. It's not you. Stop taking responsibility for his actions. It is not you. It has never been you. All right. So that's the main way to calm yourself down is to remember that you are trying to make his issue your issue. You're trying to make it be, well, because he is having trouble having sex, then that means that I'm undesirable. The fuck? No, no, that's not how it works. Okay. That is not how it works. We're not going to continue to take on responsibility for something that does not have anything to do with us on our back. That's completely ridiculous. Why should it have to be about you? Just because he's having trouble. Why should that be about you? Let's see. This creates a constant state of tension, rejection, and emotional dysregulation in my body and mind, being too tired for me, but have energy for them after work. He hasn't been doing that. This has been like the last 3 weeks. We've been talking about this. He has not been doing that. Him sitting there texting on the phone is not actually going out and having sex with somebody. In his head, he's thinking about it. He might be trying to get himself aroused or whatever, but he's not chasing after it. He's not actually doing it. So you have made this be about you, and you got to take some of this attention off him. You've got to stop focusing on what he is doing so hard and really focus on yourself. Take care of yourself. Do the things for yourself that you need to do. You're saying, he did in January. I know, but I'm like, since then, you're like, oh, well, anytime he looks like he might be looking at somebody, he's talking to somebody, and then I know he's going to go have sex with them, and he has not been. He has not been. That is not what has been happening. You're talking about back in January, but it's July now. That's 6 whole months later. He did it like one time and has not been able to do it since. So that's not about you. That's not saying that he's just running around having sex with everybody and he's just so attracted to everybody else. That's not what's happening. Your brain is telling you a complete lie about what's actually happening. What you keep on taking it as, oh, well, he's just always constantly rejecting me for other people. He's not. He's not doing that. He is not capable of it himself. He has not been having sex. He's not been doing it. You've been knowing. You've been on it. You've been paying attention. He has not been doing that. He can talk all he wants to, but he has not actually done anything. He has not gone out and cheated that you know of since January, 6 months later. He said he did in January that I know of, and asked her in March if she's available, and she said she wasn't. Okay. Yeah, he do a lot of talking. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And again, we do know that he has some compulsion going on. We know that. We know that about him, but he has not actually been rejecting you for other people. That has not been happening. And you're getting more and more worked up about it because you're believing a lie that your brain has just made up. It just totally made that up, and it told you that that's what's been going on. And you know for sure that it has not been happening, but you keep on accepting it to be the truth and believing in it, and then it makes you all upset. It's not real. It's not true. That has not been happening. All right? Does that make sense? I want you to be with me on this, okay? I want you to understand that this is his issue, his body, his brain. We know that there are things physically going on with him that he's not capable of doing what he needs to do, okay? We know that that is happening. So instead of assuming that it's all about you and, oh, yes, he'd be able to do it if I was somebody else, he hasn't been. That has not been what's happening. All right. And then, of course, Lord knows with men, the longer they feel like that, the longer they're like, oh, I can't do it. I can't get it up. I can't be with any other woman. Then that makes them feel even worse about themselves. Then they dive into depression because they can't, their penis won't get as erect as they want it to get. And now they're depressed about that. So then that's another part of the spiral. It's consistent. It's something that a lot of men do. If they're not able to, they feel bad about themselves. And it's a lot of, again, grief, that loss. Instead of focusing on what you do have, focusing on what you don't have, it gets bigger and bigger. It starts to swallow you. So it's not about you. You got to stop taking it as that. And I want you to believe me when I tell you that what your brain is telling you is not true. You got to start telling your brain that it's not true. It is not true. You know it to be true. You know what actually happened. And it keeps lying to you saying that, oh, it's just all about you. He just doesn't want you. He wanted you plenty before. That's what you said. Everything was wonderful and in the beginning, but he did get ill. You do know that he is ill. So it's not just, oh, well, he just doesn't want me anymore. That's never been what it is. He said to me, the honeymoon phase is over and I let myself go and I'm really fat now and I look like I'm pregnant with a 2-year-old inside me. Again, see, we talked about this too. You are having issues with your body too, and you need to get to the doctor. Have you got that? You see, that was your assignment last time I talked to you. Did you talk to a doctor about what's going on? If sudden weight gain and making yourself look like you're pregnant, again, might be endometriosis, might be some problems that you don't know about because you haven't been to the doctor. You're not taking care of you. You so focused on him, you're letting yourself go. That is letting yourself go. If you're all focused on him and you're not taking care of yourself, you are letting yourself go. That is disappointing yourself. You need to worry about your self-care first and foremost. If you can start to work out what is going on with you, then okay, maybe some things can change. But if you are having a hard time inside your own body, it's not going to make it easier with other people outside your body. It's not going to do that. You are not going to suddenly just feel better all the way around until you actually take care of yourself. You think that you're going to feel better by this relationship getting better. That's not what's going on. You've got to take care of yourself and feel better inside your body and work on your own emotional regulation and not be codependent on him for making you feel better in order to feel better. That you are looking in the wrong direction. That is the main thing. I tell everybody that. You are looking in the wrong direction. When you're looking at him to fix everything, if you're looking at him to make you feel better, to get you emotionally regulated, you are looking in the wrong direction. You are looking at somebody who absolutely cannot do that for you. And the more you expect it, the more upset you're going to get. That's why you're already all the way up to a 10, is because you keep expecting that you're going to feel better. Somehow he's going to magically wave a wand and suddenly you're going to feel better. He's going to just do and say the things that's going to make you feel better. If he did right this second, say all of the right things, say that you are just beautiful and skinny and he just wants you so badly and he just loves you so much, would you believe him? Would you believe what he's saying if he said all of the right things right this second? No, you wouldn't. You would not believe him because you've got to do the inner work on yourself to even be able to receive that. If you haven't even taken care of yourself enough to go and get yourself checked out at the doctor, how are you going to expect him to take care of you better than you taking care of you? How does that work? You cannot expect somebody to take better care of you than you take care of you. You are showing through your actions that taking care of you is not a priority. It's not that big a deal. You got stuff going on that you know it's something that you know is making you feel like crap, and you are not taking care of that, so worried about what he's doing. That's codependency. That is, oh, well, I can only feel better if he's okay. That is not true. That is not real. That is not something that actually works. You taking care of yourself and showing how important it is how things start to change. Right now, you're not doing that. You're just focused on, well, what can he do to make me feel better? And that's always going to leave you at a 10 because you've got to take care of your own mental health. You got to take care of your own self-care. You got to take care of your own emotions, your own regulation. You've got to take care of that. He cannot do that. He cannot crawl into your ear and start tinkering around in your brain and make you feel better. He cannot do it. It does not work that way. So I need you to take care of you. I need you to go ahead and get on top of the things that you need to do for you, taking care of yourself, well, focusing on you internally. Stop worrying about him. I need you to take your eyes off of what he's doing because it's just driving you nuts. And it's not getting you anywhere. It's not healing you at all. You need to take your focus off of him and you need to put all of that focus, all of this energy that you just put up here, all of that 10, I need you to put that on taking care of me. How I am suffering at this point. What can I do for myself right now that is going to help me to feel better? And you start doing those things. You do them all the time. Don't stop. Okay. I'm not telling you do it for a little while and then stop. I am telling you that is how you are in a healthy, happy relationship, is by taking care of what you need to take care of on your own side and then coming together to try and have that happiness together. He can't take care of it for you. It just does not work. I wish it did. But it does not work. You got to find it in here and bring it out of you and take care of you and make yourself be the star and the center of attention. He's not the star. He is not the center of attention. He's the love interest of the star. All right. We got to take care of the star first. That makes sense? Come on with it. Let me know. Let me know if that makes sense to you. But first things first is you taking care of you. Somebody else can help you with emotional regulation, but you have to be willing. And it's usually a lot easier if you have started to get a little bit of that emotional regulation going for yourself, and then you try and link up with somebody and let them help you. But again, it's as simple as hugging. All right. It is as simple as co-regulating, wrapping your arms around each other, breathing in that synchronized way, focusing on the breath, letting the oxytocin flow for about 30 seconds, that's going to help you regulate with another person. But you got to start to regulate on your own. If you are in that hectic part of the dysregulation where you are just kind of destructive, if you're at a 10, break something. Break something. I am a fan of going to the thrift store and getting the little teacups. I don't know what it is about the little teacups. Regular glass doesn't do it for me. It's those little teacups, and if there's only like one or two of them, they're not a whole set anyway. I love that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna break the whole thing. Smash it. All right. People go to rage rooms. That's a great way to get out the 10, to do the exercise. When you are at a 10, what's happening is you're having the fight or flight response, right? Fight, flight, or sometimes freeze. Some people get to a 10 and can't do anything, just kind of shut down and don't move. But if you are capable of moving, if you want to move, doing something that is physical, that is moving this body around, making your heart rate go up, or doing something that is doing something that'll get your heart rate up, or doing something that is more calming, more centering, more deep breathing, more yoga, that type of thing. Those types of things both help. But if you are just in that devastated 10 and you just can't get yourself together, the action part will probably make you feel better. So smashing something, running around the house, go run through the sprinklers, press on a wall. Interesting thing. I was watching a somatic therapist. She said just push on the wall. Try and make the wall move. Use that energy of your body when you are all worked up and you're at a 10 and you might throw something. Try and push through the wall like you're the Hulk, like you're just going to go straight through it and use up some of that energy. When you do that for your body, it helps you to let it go. So if you're at a 10 and you just can't get yourself together, there's a whole bunch of good stuff that you can do. People who are more self-harming, used to give them in the facility that I used to work in, instead of letting them actually harm themselves, we give them a piece of ice. And they'd sit and put the ice in the middle of their hand and squeeze the ice, because that is actually pretty painful when you do it, but it doesn't leave any lasting harm, because eventually you're going to let go of it or it's going to melt. So when you do that, it gives you that sensation that, oh, I'm causing damage, I'm doing something, but you're not actually causing any damage to yourself. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, screaming into a pillow, all sorts of things that you can do to get that energy off you. Go do it. Go scream. I am a howler. I will howl at the moon in a heartbeat, honey. I love to do it. Going out in my car, roll the windows down, and howl my little heart out in the middle of the night. It is a beautiful thing. It releases a lot, makes you feel pretty good. All right. You can put a YouTube video on of wolves howling and you just join in the chorus, or you can just do it for yourself. There's so much you could be doing to get this energy out of your body, but you got to start doing those things. You just sitting with it and just thinking and focusing on him is never going to get it all out of your body. Do something physical. I love a rage room. The rage room was like, I think that was just the best idea. I wish, Lord, I had thought of that, because there is nothing in the world like going into a room and you are going to cause damage. You are going to mess the stuff up. You are going to go in there and something is going to be broken by the time you get out, and you go in knowing that, and you're completely ready. You are protected, and you can do that and swing and get the things out of you. I love the ones that got cars. You can bash on a car for 15 minutes. It is beautiful. It is wonderful sometimes to flow with the rage a little bit, but you just can't flow with the rage directed at your mate and think that everything is going to be okay. You got to recognize that if you're going to flow with the rage, you got to be doing something that's not harmful, because if you're flowing with the rage at your mate, you become an abusive partner. If you are constantly raging out, if you are constantly having a problem, if you are always having an issue with them and telling them how terrible they are doing, you are becoming abusive. That nobody wants to live. You don't want to live in a relationship like that. If somebody lived with you and they were constantly bringing up the worst thing that you ever did and they never let it go and they always threw it in your face and they always tell you how terrible that you were, that you ever even thought of doing such a thing, you would feel abused. You would feel like, oh, maybe this person doesn't really actually care about me. Maybe they just care about the fact that they get to say how horrible I am all the time. Maybe that's what it is. And so you become like the more abusive partner. So instead of directing the fury at your mate, try and direct it to other things, jogging, dance to your heart, dance your heart out in the living room. All sorts of good stuff that you can do to get that energy out of you that your body has flooded you with. It gives you all that adrenaline, makes you feel like you want to fight, you want to run. Use that energy. Okay. All right. Any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints, anything going on you want to ask me? I am here for you. While you're doing that, let me go on and talk to you about affirmations. I need you to start doing your affirmations. That's the last thing, the last part of the basics that we got to talk about. When you are traumatized, when you are going through something, this betrayal, this terrible feeling, your brain will start to tell you awful things about everything, including yourself. It will tell you that you deserve this, that you're just such an awful person. Of course he cheated on you. Of course he betrayed you because you're just terrible and you've never been worthy of any love and nobody's ever really loved you anyway. It'll go on and on and on. All right. So when that is happening, you've got to start doing your affirmations. I need you to do them like every day. And if you are interested in getting affirmations every day, I have it set up that you can get those from me. I give you affirmations and journal prompts every single solitary day. Message me if you are interested in that. That is only $44 for an entire 90 days of affirmations coming directly to your inbox and journal prompts to let you know, okay, how are you going to heal, how you're moving through this. So you can get that. All right. But if you don't want that, that's cool. You can get affirmation cards from Etsy. You can get them from Amazon. I got mine from Five Below. It doesn't matter as long as you have affirmations and you are seeing them on a day-to-day basis. What happens when you are traumatized, your brain goes into a very negative loop. It keeps on saying that everything is bad, everything is terrible. It will never improve. It will never get better. And we have got to start to recognize that that's lies. It's all lies. Your brain is lying to you. It is not telling you the truth. So we got to stop combating those lies with wonderful things, positive things. Instead of always believing the absolute worst is going to happen, has happened, we got to start believing in the best. Okay. So when we're doing our affirmations, we are believing the best about ourselves. Look yourself in the eye, wherever you are, your camera, your mirror, whatever. Look yourself in the eye and tell yourself this affirmation like you mean it with all your heart. Like this is the most true statement you have ever made in life. Like this is your very best friend and you need her to believe the good things about her that you believe about her. All right. Say it with authority, say it with strength, say it like you mean it. And your brain will have a recording of you saying wonderful things about yourself all the time. If you do this every single day, if you make this a practice, there will be tons of those little videos of you saying, I am beautiful, I am feminine, and I'm desirable, and I am the girl, and I am a queen, and I am a goddess, and I am just delicious. All types of good things will be stored in your brain about you. So every time your brain is like, well, no, you're just not very pretty. No, I seem to recall that I told myself just the other day how beautiful I was. I know that happened. You will remind yourself of the good in you instead of just always believing terrible. Okay? So today's affirmation is, today I am ready for love. I am ready to receive love. Today, I am open to being loved by another healthy person. Today, I am ready to receive love. You got to be ready to receive it. If you want it back in your life, you've got to open up to it. When you are traumatized, you shut down, you put up walls, you put up boundaries, and you don't accept love as well. You've got to make that be a thing that are intentionally opening yourself up, throwing those gates open, and you want to receive that love. You want it full on. You want it to hit you right in the chest. You do not want it to be held back from you at all. And if you start to believe that and you start to tell yourself that on a consistent basis, your brain will believe that that's what you want and will start to lead you in that direction. Okay? Does that make sense? Today, I am ready to receive love. Today, I'm open to being loved by another healthy person. And that implies that you got to be a healthy person too. Okay? So you be a healthy person and love and be willing to receive love, and you will get love from other healthy people. Okay? All righty, y'all. That's about it. So, real quick, do your deep breathing, do your journaling, do your gratitude practice. Stop asking all those damn questions. Do your affirmations. And more than anything that I can tell you is don't do what the fear and the pain telling you to do. If you're at a 10, don't listen to anything your brain is saying. It's all wrong. It will all be down the hurting path and not down the healing path. If you are consistently doing the exact opposite of what all the fear and the pain and the anguish and the trauma are telling you to do, you will be on the healing path. Do the opposite, and you will be on that path. You will be able to find your way out of the woods. Okay? All righty, y'all. That's about it. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I'll be back again with you next week, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, take good care of yourself. Do your self-care. I love you, and I'm so, so proud of you. You are out here exercising unconditional love. You're doing things that other people can't do. I am super proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. All right? Mwah. I'll check you out next week, okay? Bye. Bye, Instagram. And bye over here on Facebook and YouTube.